presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
Well, the ground crew is steamrolling Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. Steelers lead Cincinnati 17-14. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after this word from your local station.
Emmy winner Sean Hayes is Jerry Lewis, Martin & Lewis, CBS Tonight.
New York has it all, but I wonder, is there a place that I can get more NFL? Then a friend from Pittsburgh told me that NFL.com is a great place to play fantasy football.
Man, my quarterback's got to pick it up. Oh, wait, that's me.
A QB from Indy was using NFL.com to watch video highlights.
Hey, that's not a highlight.
Meanwhile, a coach I know got a whole new wardrobe from NFL Shop.
I look hot.
Yeah, New York's nice, but since I found NFL.com, I only go out on Sunday afternoons.
You may have heard that Damon's has wall-to-wall big screens featuring non-stop sports action and a huge collection of team memorabilia displayed around the clubhouse. So, is Damon's a sports bar? Yeah, if you consider eating the sport. Damon's. The grill is on.
Gina? You know, when I was first hired, we didn't have all these fancy integrated systems. Our sales program wasn't even linked with accounting. Warehouse platform in Chicago wasn't linked to anything, not even shipping. Back then, orders took days. Now they just take hours.
Wow, how long have you been working here?
A couple of months now.
Oh.
With Microsoft Server software, you can quickly connect all aspects of your business. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
See, arena football is just like the football you know and love, but with a few small changes.
Like the sideline. There aren't any. You might want to turn around. And one other thing, in the Arena Football League, offensive players also have to play defense.
This is the Arena Football League, Season 17, coming this February.
Football's in the house.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Microsoft.
Halftime in Pittsburgh. Steelers lead Cincinnati 17-14. Craig Bolerjack, Craig James, and welcome back to Heinz Field. The first half, it was all... Really, I mean, the first quarter was all Pittsburgh up by 17, and there was talk. We talked about the quit factor for Cincinnati. Did not happen.
Yeah, and the way that the game started out here, you felt like the Steelers were in total control. Jerome Bettis running the football made it 7-0. Then Heinz Ward to the outside. This was an excellent throw by Stewart to get to the outside. Case Barhart goes in to make the play, doesn't make the play. They jump up 14-0 like that. Then their new kicker, Reed, comes in. He makes it. So everything seemed like it was going Pittsburgh's way. Corey Dillon answered the call. The Cincinnati Bengals offense kind of opened it up. They started throwing the ball a little bit. Dillon here coming down on a 3rd-yard. He comes in. He just took it under control. He ran the ball in. So, to me, the Cincinnati Bengals need to do what Oakland and New England did against Pittsburgh early in the year. Throw the football. Let it go because Kitna can and will be effective with it.
Don't you also sense a feeling of worry in this stadium by Steeler fans?
I guarantee it. You can almost see it on Cowher's face. It was like, hey, what's going on here? We shut it down after we got up 17-0, and it always happens. You and I have been on football teams where you get out early on somebody and you say, look, it's over with. We got this game wrapped up. Cincinnati's going to go to the house. They're not going to try. Well, now they're in the game. Now they're in for a fight.
Pittsburgh with some news at halftime. Their inside linebacker, John Fiala, he is out. Injured his left knee early in the second quarter, so he will not return. Jeff Reed will kick. So Cincinnati will get a chance to possibly tie, take the lead after being down 17. Bennett set to receive for Cincinnati. 3rd quarter underway. Bennett at the 8. Bennett at the 30. Bennett at the 40. Bennett at the 40-yard line. What a return in Cincinnati with terrific field position to start this third quarter. Bennett down after the 52-yard return.
If there's a better kickoff return unit and return man in the NFL, I'd like to meet him, because Brandon Bennett, when he hits it, he is gone. There's no slowing down to it. Look at the awesome blocking. Everybody is man on man. Somebody is accounted for. And the thing about Bennett is he doesn't lollygag. He doesn't wait on things. He's getting after it. This is a very aggressive kickoff return unit.
Bennett ran one back against Baltimore in Week 10, 94 yards for a touchdown. You're right, though. It's just explosive. So we can pick up where he got nicked. Kicked in the back. Oh, right there.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, does it?
No.
Just doesn't look good. And playing as hard as he is, his ankle and everything.
Let me ask you. I don't know if we want to look at that again. Is that turf related?
Well, you know, in my mind, when he started sliding, that's when the leg came to the inside. If it had been a real hard, firm grip, I'm not so sure as violent as the plant was that it wouldn't have gotten hurt in any way.
On the day, Bennett with 4 returns, 129 yards. You do the math, that's 32 yards per return.
Well, you know, you can just
there's
see
a slide.
You see the slide. Maybe had he not slid, the leg would have continued to go forward. The knee would have gone forward. The slide threw it into almost like a hyperextension. And the way he's walking off now, he's looking okay. But that sure looks ugly on tape, doesn't it?
Sure does.
You know.
Yeah, we wish him well.
Yeah.
You have to. Well, it's just you know, Craig, I've never seen steamrollers coming on a football field at the halftime.
Exactly, Craig, and that's the problem what you have here. There's no room for error. You don't get the benefit of the doubt if something goes wrong with the guy's ankles or knees. You know what? I mean, when you bring steamrollers out at halftime of a football field, I mean, that's unbelievable. I'm saying we're eating our hot dog and taking a break here and saying, what are they doing out there? Look at that. I've never seen steamrollers on a football field in the NFL at halftime. Have you?
No, never. I don't know if we ever will again. They may see a snowblower, but not a steamroller. Kitna, Cincinnati going to work. Near sideline. Did you hear that? Chad Johnson. Well, he's a talker now. We talked to him yesterday. Look at that smile. He goes, boy, that was sweet. And it was right on the money.
How can you analyze that? He just told you it was sweet. You know what? He's got gold caps on his front teeth, and when he smiles, he's just a happy person. And that is just outstanding analysis by Chad Johnson. That was sweet.
5 catches, 124 yards. Kitten a busted play. He reached out for Corey Dillon. Dillon was already by him, and he's going to be knocked down for a loss back around the 32. Kendrell Bell and Joey Porter right there for Pittsburgh.
And, you know, once he got over there, Corey Dillon was like, hey, what happened? Why didn't you get it to me? But that is a real good example of what a running back's responsibility is. It's not to look at the quarterback. It's to look at the blocker in front of him. That's why Corey Dillon's so good. You see a lot of running backs in the NFL. They'll look to the guy to see if he's handling the football rather than seeing what's in front of him. It's Kitna's responsibility to get it to his gut.
4 wideouts. Second down, 16. Dillon trying to pick his way for a couple of yards. Popped and dropped at the 31. Aaron Smith made the stop. Hagan's also there for Pittsburgh.
The thing that's happened in this game early on was the success that Dugan's had catching the ball and Warren for the Bengals, which really has given, on the outside, Chad Johnson a chance to make some plays. They've worked him to the middle. They started the third quarter and ran the out, faked the up, and came back to the outside.
Crowd back in it. 3rd down and 14. Shotgun. Kitna. Pressure from the corners. Throws to the flat. Caught. Dugans to the 29. Townsend made the tackle.
And they're really mixing up their coverages right now in the secondary. They showed one thing and tried to stay with it. It looked as if it were man, and it forced the read back underneath. But indeed, what it was, had he waited just a little longer, he'd have had the opening in the middle of the field, down the middle, for a big play.
We got word from Cincinnati. Hyperextended right knee for Brandon Bennett. Questionable if he'll return. This will be from 46 yards. Rackers, his longest of the season, 54. Little pooch punt. They're not going to mess with this field. Big bounce inside the 10-yard line. And Pittsburgh will have it at around the 15, 16-yard line. Maybe a smart decision by LeBeau, considering this field.
I don't disagree with it. I like it.
NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
High above Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. 12:35 left, third quarter.
Man, the bus ran over her.
I was just thinking the same thing. Cordell Stewart, first series of this half, throws, connects. Heinz Ward dropped out of bounds at the 22-yard line. A pickup of 8. Jeff Burris made the hit. Well, which offseason coaching change has worked out the best this year? Bill Callahan, Oakland, Tony Dungy with the Colts, John Gruden, Tampa Bay, or how about Marty Schottenheimer in San Diego? Cast your vote at NFL.com.
That's my vote. Coach Schottenheimer has them believing out west that it's not a fluke to start strong, and I don't think they'll fall apart down the backstretch.
Junior Seau told us, said it best. We saw him early in the season. It was all about discipline. This team needed it, and Schottenheimer brought it. Second down and 2. Stewart throws. Kreider, the fullback. Number 35, 3 years out of New Hampshire. Corey Hall.
What a mess. I mean, when a guy catches a ball on the NFL playing surface and he turns upfield out there and he starts sliding down, it's like playing on the beach. They're good, like Leslie Visser reported. Mr. Rooney said they were going to resod the surface after the game today. That'll help. That'll help. But my guess is most of these sand-based fields will turn into artificial surface before long.
Yeah, there's some talk about that, and they are on the road next week, so they've got at Jacksonville, so they got a chance. Look at that. Cornell tried to make that cut as well and left about a 4-foot divot.
That's how you get hurt. It really is. I mean, that's plowing corn out there. Look at his foot. I mean, we saw Plaxico Burress more than likely with a little bit of a muscle issue. And after the game, when somebody can talk to him, he's probably going to say, yeah, I almost blew my leg up because I slid catching a pass.
Second down and 9. Kreider in motion. Pettis, draw, up the middle, big hole, and the big man rumbles and stumbles to the 41-yard line. Bettis, 10 carries in the first half for only 13 yards, and that time he goes 12.
Right here. Here's a little run blitz. See this? They come from the backside. Once Bettis breaks beyond that run blitz, he's got a big play going on. And Bettis has been bottled up, you know, and Cincinnati's trying to guess a little bit here and there. Had they guessed right, they'd have been a lot better off.
Defensive coordinator for Cincinnati, Mark Duffner. Bettis again, driven down at the 42, a pickup of 1. Simmons, the middle backer, made the tackle. So this linebacking core of Cincinnati, they're very athletic, as you mentioned, and Simmons and Spikes both taken in the first round back in 1998. Spikes was 1A, and Simmons was 1B, and they've been together since.
Pretty good. A lot of talent there. And you know what Cincinnati's defense has done? On first down today, if we looked at the chart, first down, they've stopped the Steelers. It's second, third down where they're getting beat.
Yeah, Bettis held to just 1 yard there. Second down, 9, clock under 10 minutes left, third quarter. Bengals showing blitz. Here they come. Cordell Stewart picks it up, throws to the far side. Heinz Ward, short of the first down, out of bounds at the 48. Heinz Ward, good compliment to Bettis. There's Cordell's number since Maddox was injured on that final play, third quarter, Tennessee, 26-32, 292. You're right, you circled maybe the most important. That's no picks, no mistakes.
The Bengals have had 2 blitzes in a row where they've been unsuccessful. They have to have a sense of urgency if they're bringing those safeties up into the box. They've got to get to the runner or to the passer.
The pitch. Randall L. And Burris,
what was that?
Staying home. Pittsburgh now 1 of 5 on 3rd downs. Josh Miller's going to trot in to punt.
It's almost like they looked at each other like, you know, something's going on here. He couldn't make the cut back to the inside. And Burris is there. You notice Burris back in the game. Case Verhardt was really picked on in the first half, and Burris is back in playing for him.
Fair catch at the 16-yard line.
Fair catch called by
Jeff Burris called for the fair catch. A 36-yard punt, no return. 8:20 left, 3rd quarter. 3-point game in Pittsburgh.
CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. And by the Civic from Honda, a car you never have to think about.
Was that Elvis in the stands? I think it was.
He's adapted to the new age. He had a little do-rag on or something.
Corey Dillon off right tackle, a couple of yards to the 18. Lee Flowers made the tackle. Wednesday, it's a special night for Survivor with only 4 episodes left. It's one episode you just can't miss. Catch Survivor on a special night Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Craig, does the turf issue, will it change an offensive coordinator's way of thinking instead of trying to
I don't think so.
Go outside? Will you try to run more between the tackles?
I haven't noticed it. I haven't noticed it in this game.
Kitna throws incomplete. Michael Westbrook, who we've not heard from, the intended receiver, and on his back was Dwayne Washington. Stops the clock, 7:41 left, 3rd quarter.
Kind of looked like he forced that one, didn't it? It looked like there was no rhythm, no timing to it. It was just like he was forcing the ball over to Westbrook. I'd like to see him throw more on 1st down as opposed to running the ball. Throw more on 1st down. Cincinnati 5 of 8 on 3rd downs. They have been effective on 3rd down.
Dillon the lone back. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Kitna feels pressure, steps, throws. Threw into a pile. Was that the guard?
They normally are associated with a pile, you know, just right around the pile all the time.
So Pittsburgh's D stands up and shuts down Cincinnati.
Very nice job of the Steelers answering what they needed to, because the Bengals offense has been pretty darn productive over the last several series.
Antoine Randall L back to receive the kick. Good punt by Harris at the 28. Randall L. Oh, helmet to helmet pop at the 42. Lorenzo Neal made the hard hit on special teams. He's a dandy. 54-yard boot and a 15-yard return. Steelers lead Cincinnati 17-14. 7:23 left in the 3rd quarter. Cordell Stewart, fresh downs at the 43-yard line from the shotgun. They fake the handoff to Bettis. They want the deep ball. That's Randall L. Flags. Oh, yeah, many of them. Little trickery. Antoine Randall L, remember, had the gun at Indiana. He was a 2nd-round pick. He's a rookie. Made the transition to flanker, but he aired that one out.
Pass interference, defense, number 33. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. 1st down.
No question about what Armour was trying to do there, but Randall L, when you see him with the fake, there was a lot of defensive backs going to the middle looking for the drag route. And Armour goes back, and he did what he could just to stop the play from being a touchdown. 44-yard penalty is what that was.
Stewart returns. Bettis a couple of yards to the 13. Simmons knocked him down. Footing there tough for Bettis. It's been tough for everybody, Pittsburgh obviously included.
Well, it has been. It's for both teams are having to deal with it. Mike Scoburris on the out ball came up kind of gimpy a little bit. You know that hurt him. They plant foot here, didn't hold for Reed. He slid a little bit and he missed it. Fullback in the flat slide. Studer, he slips as he's going out of bounds. Brandon Bennett for the Bengals out apparently for the game with a hyperextended knee, and he's lucky if it's just a hyperextended knee.
2nd down and 9. Hines Ward in motion. Cordell Stewart throws, dropped, incomplete. Incomplete. Ward, the intended receiver. And by the way, I'm reminded, we were told this field's going to get worked on in a big way after this game. But remember, this field's also used by the University of Pittsburgh, and they've got a game Saturday against West Virginia. And also we have to mention that on Friday night, or actually all day Friday, 4 high school championship games were played right here at Heinz Field. This field gets well used indeed.
You want to be able to allow the community to use the field. You know, everybody gets to come in here, and it's great through up for these kids.
Lost the snap. Little booze I hear. Yeah, 25-yard line. He covers up. Cordell Stewart. Look at that helmet. Looks like they're playing in rain or in mud.
Well, you know what? Bill Cowher told me, you know, he just wasn't ready for it. That was just botched. That's lack of communication. But Cowher's told me in pregame on the field, he said, Craig, you know, if it were raining, it would be a much tighter surface because the sand comes together and you don't slide as much. So maybe that's the theory. They ought to just go down here and water the field instead of rolling it with, what are those things are called? What are they called? Steamrollers?
Steamrollers. 43-yarder. It's up. Is it long enough? Got it. Pittsburgh builds a lead of 6, 20-14.
Chicken! Ignore them, they're chicken people.
Dublin, Ohio is a town divided between Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss.
Frank, a cheeseburger? Oh, what are you thinking?
And Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger.
I don't see why you can't like both.
What are you eating there, Jimmy?
Nothing.
Each have hickory smoked bacon and Swiss, so you can't go wrong.
Chicken lover.
Wendy's, it's better here. And now phone home. ET Collectibles have landed in every Wendy's kids meal.
Paul Vitti is leaving his crime family for the Sobel family.
That lobster in my house. Ew.
On December 6th, what's it with your family?
All you did was flash everybody in the dining room.
Make room for the comedy reunion of the year.
Hoo-ah!
Robert De Niro, Billy Crystal.
That restaurant was really good.
No!
Up until the attempted whacking.
Analyze That. Rated R. Starts Friday, December 6th.
All right, let's see here. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. A real fixer-upper for artistic creative types. Formal dining room, a sweeping staircase. Oh, honey, a fireplace. And that's how fabulous. Honey. What do you think?
We'll take it.
The new 6-speed Acura CL Type S.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Radio Shack. This month only you'll find great deals on home entertainment products only at Radio Shack. And by Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger and Chicken Bacon Swiss. It's better here.
Craig Bolerjack, Craig James, our CBS crew here in Pittsburgh. 6:02 left, third quarter. Reed just connecting on a 44-yard field goal, officially 2014. Pushmanzada at the 16. Has room at the 40, 45 at midfield. And again, Cincinnati will start their drive with good field position. Oh, look at and the boos again out of Heinz Field. 34-yard return. Well, Monday on television's most watched news show, CSI Miami. What did this college professor teach that could have led to his murder? You've never seen anything like this before. Don't miss an all-new episode of the smash hit CSI Miami. That's Monday on CBS, America's most watched network.
Yeah, that Bengals kickoff return unit, they just they find, you know what, it's recognition, a lot of it, and getting your body in a position to get your man, knowing how deep to drop, when to turn, when to go. You saw Hushmanzada, he slipped when he caught the ball. It's just redundant. It's a dangerous environment.
It is. Dugan's slow off the field, walking with some help. He's trying to set the block on Reed.
Yeah, I can't see it. But he is important to this offense, and with this field position that they have to take advantage of it.
Only down 6. Under 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Little draw, Dillon, big hole. Closes quickly, but not before a pickup of 5 to the 45. Boy, look at Miami on top of San Diego.
And I felt that would happen. San Diego with a big week last week. They have to go over to the southern Florida Keys there basically to play a game. That'd be a tough environment for them.
Lot of interest here.
Big game.
Cleveland on top of New Orleans by 2. Half game separates the Browns and the Steelers in the North in the AFC.
Man, Minnesota kind of waking up challenging now, aren't they? Big win last week against Green Bay.
Second down 5. Dillon off the right side. 2 yards to the 43. Knocked down by Scott. Chad Scott, the left corner.
You just saw the shuffling when he got to the line of scrimmage. It's almost like they are playing on ice. You know, it's that just really a pitter-patter. There aren't any violent cuts that you can make in this. And you'd made the comment, I think, early in the game where you said, hey, who was it that said they had to change illegal substitution there? They had to change their style.
Illegal substitution. 12 men in the huddle by the offense. Still 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Zeraway said he had to change his running style on this surface. And you know, he has the advantage on a guy like Corey Dillon because he's had to play on it before. Ooh. That's a lot of yards to have to overcome, isn't it? And especially there.
Yeah, instead of 3rd and 3, now you're looking at 3rd and 8. 4 wideouts. Call that 5, empty backfield. Kitna under center. Quick drop. Hot slant, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chad Johnson. A rare drop by the second-year pro out of Oregon State.
And he'll be frustrated over this one here. Just a good drive, digging it back hard to the inside. Yeah, that's one of those he's disappointed in for sure. It's the right throw. The Cincinnati Bengals offense, I keep saying it, if they would open up and throw the ball, I believe that would give them the best chance of moving the ball into position to score.
Nick Harris with the punt. Randall L at the 12. No return. Dugan's made the tackle. He was shook up earlier, but he's back. 36-yard kick, no return.
Go to hyperspeed now! Flip!
Pittsburgh leading Cincinnati 20-14. This is what they do in Pittsburgh during commercial breaks. Stop, stop. There's a lot of divots.
Yeah, that's going to hold a 300-pounder up.
Cordell Stewart, movement. Boy, jumping across quick was Glenn Steele, number 70. Hard to pull the reins back when you're 300 pounds. Trying to anticipate that count.
Before the ball was snapped, encroachment, defense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
He had the giddy. He couldn't stop the up.
You know, Dick LeBeau, you saw him applaud, and that's because he likes the effort. Interesting story. After last week's devastating loss, and again, I say a game they could have won against Cleveland, he went down individually in that locker room, talked to each and every player.
He said he felt like that's kind of one of the responsibilities of a head coach is to make sure he does communicate with him.
Bettis tries to work outside, dropped for a 2-yard loss back at the 20 by Simmons. Hey, whenever the Goodyear blimp is hovering above a game with its camera focused on an event, you know you're going to get a unique view. We've had it today. Overhead is the blimp, Spirit of Goodyear, which made the trip to Pittsburgh from Akron, Ohio.
Very nice. But you know what, LeBeau, back to him, his team, his offense, they had 12 men in the huddle, a penalty on the last series offensively that hurt them. Then they come out here and they have an encroachment, so it's 1st and 5. 2 little penalties that make a big difference in your game.
2nd down and 2. Pitch, Bettis. Chased down. Glenn Steele. And Bettis dropped for a big loss back at the 14-yard line.
Cincinnati may have to reevaluate the way they talk about number 70. Watch 70 get through here. They said he used to just play kind of in a box, and you know that he wasn't he was a one-gapper kind of guy. Heck with that, he's been all over the field today. He's got some giddy up in him, doesn't he? He's coming off the ball.
Got plenty of giddy up. Taking over for the injured Oliver Gibson. Terrific player. Tore out his left Achilles, so the left tackle spot belongs to Steele. Pittsburgh 1 of 6 on 3rd downs. Going to be close. Where's the mark? They needed to get just close to the 22-yard line.
That looked a pretty favorable mark there.
Injured player. Looks like the rookie right guard, Kendall Simmons, 73.
Well, if it is, it's a guy that, I mean, you can't afford to lose anybody, but a lot of progress that he has made. So, I mean, comes in, first year, number 1. I was watching the Jerome Bettis show last night. He's talking about it. Let's see, 73 on your right side over here. Let's see what he does.
Ooh, right ankle.
Well, it looked like somebody jammed down hard on him. Stepped on him.
Testing the knee. Now Cower is going to walk on the field.
But this Simmons kid in the Jerome Bettis show, it was really it was fun listening to him. He was a good-natured guy. Said he wanted to come in here and just make the team and help. But he's done a lot more than that. And that's what Jerome was saying. Look, man, you've helped more than just a little. You've paved the way.
6'3", 313 out of Auburn. Now sitting up.
I didn't like it had anything to do with the turf, though.
Big fella put some weight on. That's a good sign. Well, Thanksgiving Day will take you to Motown for a long-time holiday tradition where Tom Brady and the Patriots take on Joey Harrington and the Lions. The excitement begins with Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer on the NFL Today at 12 noon Eastern. For more, go to NFL.com. America Online, enter keyword NFL.com. I'm sure turkey and all the trimmings will be there with the fellas.
Something about Dion in a dull-looking suit, you know, brown or a gray. I mean, he needs something stronger than that.
It may surprise you.
Yeah.
Bettis works his way near side. Leans past the 30. Actually stepping out of bounds. Nope, they will mark him at the 31. And the clock continues to run.
The Steelers offense needs to pick it up. I mean, they need to hold the ball a little bit here. They got to come down.
And you see that. Bettis now 11th all time, and he's moving on up. John Riggins is next. He just passed O.J. Simpson. Riggins next, 11,200 and change in the rushing department. 10 years out of Notre Dame as Bettis. Cordell Stewart looked downfield. Now Tuck spins and dropped at the 30. Steele again on pursuit. Also Tony Williams, 94, the right tackle.
I like the way they're rushing Stewart now. They're not as concerned about laying the earth back and getting 4 or 5 yards up the field as they are in maintaining lanes and peeling off, expecting the quarterback to break out of there.
Making that announcement here about Bettis passing Simpson, and a round of applause here in Pittsburgh. Bettis, one of the favorites, and he's, of course, you got the Rocky Blyers and the Franco Harrises of history in Pittsburgh. Bettis, one of the favorites all time. Cordell Stewart throws complete, first down. Burris. Plexico Burris. Burris now with 4 catches for 38.
And an excellent job of going down low, catching the football. How about Cordell Stewart? Gets the blitz coming from his left side, gets rid of the football. 16 out of 19. That's not, and it's not for 400 yards. It's 193 yards. It's constructive. It's working your offense. It's not making mistakes. It's just been a productive day by Cordell Stewart.
He's also carried 7 times for 42 yards. Bettis. Well, he's chopping it up now. Picks up 8 yards to the 45. Justin Smith.
He looked better on that run. That was a good run. He stopped it, put the brakes on with his shoulder pads over the front of his feet, the balls of his feet. And when he cut back north, he was going. Threw a little diesel in there on that one.
Final seconds of this third quarter winding down. Interesting fourth quarter ahead.
Yeah, it is. The Bengals found a way to just hang around, didn't they?
That ends the third quarter. Pittsburgh leading 20-14 over Cincinnati. We'll return to Heinz Field after these messages and a word from your local station.
What did this college professor...
That's the scoring through 3 quarters. Pittsburgh by 6, 20-14. Second down and 3 from the 45. Bettis breaks a tackle and more. It's like a stone, like a boulder just rolling down the hill to the 45 of Cincinnati.
He ran the ball hard. This is just man. This is man-man blocking. There's nothing fancy. Fullback leading up in there. The cut. That is just excellent execution. And I get a feeling now, 2 plays in a row, that Bettis has got it going. The juices are flowing. That isn't good for the Bengals.
18 carries now for 50 yards and a touchdown. Last week only 4 carries for 6 against Tennessee. 9th play of this drive. First down from the 45. Cincinnati. Bettis again. Not much.
Steele again.
Yeah, Steele crashing down from the left side. Defensively, Craig, the Cincinnati Bengals team has given up on the average 137 yards on the ground.
And last week they gave the Cleveland Browns kind of a look like they had their running game going again. So the Steelers came in thinking they could run the ball against the Bengals.
Bettis will take a knee for a break. Zeraway, 4 years out of West Virginia, who's filled in for Bettis during that injury. He's checked in. He's the lone back. Cordell Stewart in the pocket, throws Zeraway, and they bring it back to the line of scrimmage. We'll get breaking NFL news, exclusive analysis, and team power rankings. It's all at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Just enter the keyword CBS Sportsline.
When Zeraway comes in the game, it's almost like he's getting a little screen or a draw or a swing pass. That mindset, it's like Cordell Stewart's thinking about finding Zeraway out in the flat.
Big third down try here for Pittsburgh. Shotgun, 4 wideouts. Stewart, good protection, steps up, throws. Going to be short on the spot. Zeraway made the reception, took a hard hit. Spikes making the hard hit. Number 51. Just shy.
Early in the game, the Steelers opted to punt. Then right before half, they went for it down in this area. My guess is he'll go for it.
They will bring the chains out. Dick LeBeau looking on. It's going to be close. That much. That much. Well, you know what the crowd wants.
Well, and here's the thing about, here's reality though. It's if they go for it, more than likely to be safe, it's between the tackles because of the footing. So that even makes it harder on you to get it because you know the defense is going to be smoked up in there.
Bettis has checked back in.
Yeah, I would imagine. If you're going to go between tackles, you want to put a little diesel bus action on them, right?
New tires.
Yeah.
New tread.
They've got a lot of tread.
Steelers 1 for 1 on 4th down tries. 4th and just inches. Stewart. No. Quarterback keeper.
Nope.
Never got his momentum going forward and then was pushed back. So Cincinnati holds, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
You know, we talk about the Bengals. There are 4 or 5 plays in a game that they don't make that causes them to lose. Well, this would fall in the category of making a play that gives you a chance to stay in the game.
Let me ask you straight up, former running back, why don't you go with the bus?
I don't know. It's easy to second guess from up here, isn't it?
.29 left. Cincinnati down 6 and the football. Kitna throws complete. Lucci, number 30, the H-back. Well, next, top tour players, including the Shark himself, make all the shots at the Franklin Templeton shootout. For more, go to CBSSportsline.com, America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline.
Throwing that flat route like that, we've already seen if you catch it and you try to turn up, you're going to slip.
Dillon finds a seam past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Clock runs under 12 minutes left. Kitna, one of Cincinnati's offensive leaders, has not thrown a pick. 229 yards. Corey Dillon, 45 yards, hard rushing yards for Dillon. And how about Chad Johnson? 5 catches, 124. He's dropped a couple this half.
There he is.
3rd down. Call it 5. Kitna, 3-step drop, throws, complete, 1st down, and he goes to the tight end, Schobel, the rookie from TCU. Well, that's one thing, too, about offenses when you have a Dillon, when you have a Chad Johnson, when you have Dugans. You know, you keep going and going and going to them, then you just slide that tight end underneath on occasion.
I really believe that an offense that has a tight end they can throw the ball to is so much more effective. And the NFL's kind of lost the tight ends.
Agreed. 1st down, Cincinnati, 49-yard line. I formation, Kitna play action. Pressure, steps up, throws, deep ball, down the middle of the field. Contact. No flag. Incomplete. Hushmanzada looking to the official. No flag. Stops the clock. 10:38 left.
Well, I feel like that. Watch what he does. As soon as he gets hit here, bumped a little bit, he stops going for the ball. He's already acting and looking for help. Had he continued to try to move back across over to the football, maybe they would have said, hey, look, they did keep you from getting to the football. He started acting before the play had started.
Great point. Does it also tell the official, well, it's not a catchable ball?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he'd have tried to move over and go to the football.
Miami running away from San Diego. 4th quarter. Here it's a close one. 6-point game. Pittsburgh on top. Kitna throws incomplete. Boy, good coverage. Alexander, the free safety. Dugan's the intended receiver. Good look at Brent Alexander, 9 years out of Tennessee State.
They've tightened that field up on the inside. You know, the middle of the field between the numbers. The Steelers defense kind of tightened up, and it seems like you've got more black shirts playing the middle now. And why not? Because if you throw it to the outside, a guy's going to slip if he tries to turn and get up the field. Cincinnati 6 of 11 on 3rd downs. They have been successful today. And again, the Steelers defense can't get teams off the field on 3rd down.
Kitna from the shotgun. Has time, throws wide open far sideline. It's Johnson, and the drive will continue. Boy, terrific patience by Kitna.
Well,
21 yards.
7 of 12 on 3rd down conversions now. And the time. Look, nobody's over there. They've gone back to the middle of the field, so the outside the numbers are open for the Bengals receivers. And look at the time, man. I mean, lots of time. That's just guts. That's why that's the difference between being a good or a bad quarterback. You know you're going to get hit and drilled, but you're going to make the completion.
And Craig Chad Johnson now 3 straight 100-yard games. That's the first time that's happened in Cincinnati since Carl Pickens did it back in '94. 1st down, complete. Hushmanzada stops the clock. 9:44 left.
If you're going to run that out ball, go ahead and make sure you get 5 yards because you're going to continue to go out of bounds and not cut up. Here's my thinking. Now, I've said this twice. Early in the season at New England and against the Raiders, the Steelers defense had to face a lot of throws, a lot of passing. Combined, those two teams completed 72 out of 107 for nearly 700 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's 67% completion rate. Those teams opened it up against the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Bengals just throw the ball. You have more success.
Second down. Getting noisy in Pittsburgh. Corey Dillon finds a little seam past the 20 to the 19. First down. Him turning his back and leaning gave him the first. Just like that.
You're bumping me out of the booth. I've got a partner who likes to go ahead and just you not only do you say it, but you want to feel it, right?
You betcha.
Yeah, he is patient. He really is patient. LeBeau, this team, this Bengals team with a 1-9 record, so many times they've been close. They just don't know how to win. They don't know how to figure to get over the hump and take it in like one of these.
9th play of this drive. 1st and 10. Kitna patient. Punts, throw. Touchdown! Cincinnati! Schobel.
Kitna's pass complete. Schobel. 20-yard
A dart from the right hand of Kitna. 20 yards.
Well, you've got your receivers spread out to the outside of the field. Schobel, 89 on the left side of your screen. The linebacker has him to the inside. The linebacker gets lost. He had no idea where the ball was. Mike Jones didn't find the ball. Schobel had the advantage there, and Kitna just threw the ball to him.
Boy, Kitna inside the red zone now. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rackers will try to put Cincinnati on top. And he does. But a flag is down.
Offside, defense number 20. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The try is good.
And that's an important enforcement on the kickoff because of all the lack of footing you have. You're able to kick the ball a little bit deeper. Field position being a big part of it.
What's LeBeau thinking? We'll be back.
Honey, they got any kumquats? I love kumquats.
By Ford. With 150 million vehicles sold, Ford is America's #1 choice. Nextel. Nextel. How business gets done. And by Staples. Get back time. Go to Staples.
Welcome back. Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. It was 17-0 in the second quarter. Since that time, Cincinnati has outscored the Steelers 21-3.
They've got the ball at the 35. Weren't they going to enforce? There we go. There at the 35. There you go. You know, I had a Ned Hockley there for a moment. I got turned around.
You wanted to push it back. No, you push it forward.
No, I had Hockley.
It'll be interesting to keep track of how this crowd reacts. Cordell Stewart, the pressure's on, and it was just a walk in the park. 17-0 here in Pittsburgh, now down 1. At the 3-yard line, Lee Mays. Mays working his way across the field, breaks a tackle. Good return to the 33-yard line. A 30-yard return, and here comes Cordell Stewart.
All right, let's go back and look at this. Matt Schobel was recruited out of high school to be a quarterback at Texas A&M. He went to TCU instead. What happens here is Jones, the linebacker, has the inside of the field. Look above the hash marks. They've taken away the out balls. Lee Flowers, 41, comes over too late, so he has the inside of the field, man-on-man, with a linebacker who's not looking for the football.
You know, the key play on that drive was that 21-yard pass play on 3rd and 10 to Chad Johnson. 21-20, Cincinnati. Jerome Bettis tripped up. Picks up 2 to the 35.
Partner, I may say, too, the key play on that drive was the 4th and inches and the quarterback sneak that failed by Cordell Stewart.
By Cordell.
Wow, that's a high rating.
18 of 21. 201. Had the touchdown early. And then Bettis bypassing O.J. Simpson on the rush leaders board. And Ward, 4 receptions, 88 for Pittsburgh. Under 8 minutes left. 2nd down, Stewart, 3-step drop, pumps, throws, near sideline to the fullback, and he's knocked down. That's Kreider. And the boos now on that particular pass play. Artrell Hawkins made the stop.
Again, you know, sometimes the defense, or a lot of times, the defense will drop into a coverage and they're gonna ask you to throw the ball. They're gonna give you the little 3-yard swing or flat. And in today's environment on this field where it's like playing on the beach, the out ball is just not going to be that effective in terms of being able to catch it and turn, get up the field and gain a lot of yards.
The Steelers today, Craig, 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Zeraway has checked in. Randall L. in motion. Great read. Wow. Zeraway nowhere to go. Takeo Spikes with the tackle for Cincinnati. 4th down, Pittsburgh.
What I say to you the last series, when Zeraway comes in the game, it's almost like the swing pass or the draws, or they're going there. And Takeo Spikes is so smart. He's knowing that. He's looking for him. That's his man. He's looking for it. He's expecting that. Old Mo has definitely gone over to the Bengals bench.
TJ Houshmandzadeh awaits the punt, and it's a good one.
Nice.
Good hang time. Pedals back, 17-yard line. Lost the handle. On the deck. Who's got it? Pittsburgh. Is this last week?
Yes, that's very similar to the result about the same time in the game.
Amazing. They changed it around. Nope. Wow. Wow.
Well, last week he came up and he tried to make a big play and he fumbled a punt return. Cleveland got it back. Ball gets in. He's trying too hard, trying to make something happen. He's got to understand the situation and don't lose momentum.
What is it? It's a UBA.
UBA?
Universal Business Adapter.
What's it do?
It connects anything to everything.
What's this for?
Your laptop, your mainframe, call center, Unix servers, Linux servers, internet, supply chain, payroll system, HR, email.
Slick.
Is it affordable? Fast?
Easy?
Very.
Does it work in Europe?
You need an adapter.
Change that to 6. I'm happy to meet him. Get Preeb on a plane today, okay? I need him here. I'll take the meeting, just keep it short. Well, just as long as I'm out by 7. Hang on a second. Thomas, did we get a new car?
Oh, no, sir. Your car is in for service. This is my car.
Surprise yourself with the simple elegance of the Ford Taurus. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 12th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
America loved Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Would you mind if I go back up on stage now?
I don't, but they might.
This is their true story.
Just two guys on stage goofing around.
They loved each other like brothers.
Till death do us part.
Until their breakup shocked the nation.
To me, you're nothing but a dollar sign.
It's People's Show of the Week. Martin and Lewis tonight.
This was John Kitna as he watched the punt return by Houshmandzadeh. The fumble. Crucial fumble last week against the Browns, and here again gives Pittsburgh new life, down 1. Bettis stacked up a yard to the 29. Armour with the tackle. And Craig, you almost feel like you're going to have to get down around the 10, 15-yard line to really feel comfortable with a kick, a field goal here, because of the footing on this field.
Well, Jeff Reed is a new kicker for Pittsburgh, so you don't want to put that guy, I wouldn't think, on this kind of environment with the game on the line. You know, this offense needs to go down in the field and score.
Clock running, 5:42 to play, fourth quarter, Cincinnati by 1. Cordell Stewart steps up and throws, and a smack to Kreider. Spikes is fired up. Third down for Pittsburgh.
Well, I think Spikes has figured out what's going on offensively, don't you? You think he's ready to play? He's playing like he's got 4-inch spikes out there.
Now this is going to be interesting because Bettis goes out, zero way in. 4 wide receivers. Stewart from the shotgun, third down and 9. Pedals back, looks, fires, knocked down and nearly intercepted by Case Vahorn. So that's fourth down now.
He's got to make that play. You know what? And I know he said in our meetings, you know, why I'm in the NFL now and not trying to get in is because I started making plays. But the Bengals changed it up quite a bit there. They rushed 2 and they dropped 9. They're going to drop their 2 come from the outside and they drop 2. That's 9 guys. That's 9 white jerseys covering about 25 yards. I mean, that's a lot of coverage.
Jeff Reed. He missed one from 51, made 33 and 44 yards. This will be from 45. Snap, kick is away. Long enough. Good!
Boy, that guy's figured out how to kick a football on a bad field, huh? How's that for pressure? How's that for the indoctrination coming into Heinz Field?
Playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the Twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those Twins. And I love them too. Here's the football.
Introducing Domino's Pizza Buffalo Chicken Kickers. Tender cuts of all-white chicken breast with a kick of spicy buffalo flavor baked through and through. 10 pieces for $5.99. Get the door and get a kick out of dinner tonight. Get an order of Cinesticks free when you buy a large one-topping pizza for $9.99.
I'm not exactly a small person. Never have been. There aren't many things made for someone like me. Not many things at all. The Black & Decker swivel drill is. It works in 5 different positions, so I don't have to. It's pretty cool for a little guy.
The swivel drill from Black & Decker.
Hi, I'm Emmett.
And I'm not.
We may not look it,
but we're a lot alike.
We both like giving back to the community.
And we're both considered quite stylish.
And we both believe that phone service should be simple.
Oh, yeah, like 10-10-220.
It's cheap, whether you use it a little or a lot.
99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes.
And there are no monthly commitments.
So you only pay for the calls you make. So, what do you think of the shirt?
Too loud.
What do you think of the shirt?
Dial 10-10-220.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Cold down easy. And by Domino's Pizza. Get the door. It's Domino's.
.440 left here in Pittsburgh. Reed, after the 45-yard field goal, kicks away. Houshmandzadeh at the 9-yard line. Fumbled the last time he had his hands on it. Stops, dropped at the 17. Want to welcome those watching the Jets beating Buffalo. Craig Bolerjack, Craig James, our crew here in Pittsburgh. Steelers up 23-21. Just moments ago, Jeff Reed kicking a 45-yard field goal to put the Steelers on top.
And it was Reed with his excellent directional kick that cornered the kickoff return unit of the Bengals. That's why they started at the 20.
Kitna, handoff Dillon. Not much. In fact, drop, 3-yard loss back around the 16. A good push by Aaron Smith from the left side.
You go back and you talk about the Bengals and what they've done. This is a tough run for Corey Dillon, especially to the outside. If you're just joining us, this is a terrible field. It's very sandy. There's not much going on outside the numbers because the players simply can't cut. So to ask Corey Dillon to get out there and then make the cut back to the middle is pretty difficult.
And those of you who just joined us, Pittsburgh opened up an early 17-0 lead. Cincinnati came back to take a 21-20 lead. And now Pittsburgh back on top. Incomplete. Chad Johnson, the intended receiver. Cincinnati 1-9 on the season. Their only win coming at Houston back on November 3rd. Pittsburgh trying to stay on top, Craig, in the AFC North at 5-4-1. Lost at Tennessee last week. Cordell Stewart taking over for the injured Tommy Maddox. Cincinnati 7 of 12 on third down tries, 2 for 2 this quarter.
But this will be the first time they've tried on third down with the Steelers crowd into the game.
Shotgun, middle of the field, caught, and then dropped. Houshmandzadeh. The hands have gone away.
He's playing with pans right now. The fumbled punt return a while ago that allowed the Steelers to get the field position to kick the field goal to go back up on top, and then dropping the third down completion here. The Steelers defense, they didn't succeed there. That was the Bengals offense failing.
So now Nick Harris will kick. His longest of 54. Randall L. backed to return at the 40. He'll lose a yard back at the 39. Good coverage by the kick team. 42-yard punt and a -1 on the return.
This game started out like the Pittsburgh Steelers were the dominant team. They jumped out on them quickly. Jerome Bettis, 36, had the bus going. Big man took it in, made it 7-0. Cordell Stewart to Hines Ward. Case Harris tried to go out, missed the play. Hines Ward turns it up the field. 64-yard touchdown reception. It was 14-0. Reed comes on, makes it 17-0. And Cincinnati was flat. They were flat until Corey Dillon got into it. Bengals opened it up a little bit, started throwing the football. On third down, he carries the Steelers across the goal line at 20-14. Cincinnati just kind of inched their way back into it and now have made a few mistakes like they usually do.
Great play action. Cordell Stewart throws complete. Hines Ward is big playmaker. Breaking downfield, and Pittsburgh in fine position, 37 yards.
Well, that's what the bus will do for you. He had drawn everybody up expecting Jerome Bettis to get the ball. Hines Ward, who's having an outstanding season, goes right past the secondary, and Cordell Stewart, who's had a superb day. Cordell Stewart, 22 out of 26 on the day, 236 yards, no interceptions.
All in relief of Tommy Maddox. Here comes the bus off the left side. Busted up the middle. Cuts it. Walking in. Touchdown, Bettis! It happened that quick.
I believe 3-6 just said this is our house. Nobody's going to use our rug on us. Watch how good his feet are. At 260-plus pounds, watch how good his feet are. I mean, he picks them up, he moves. I said earlier in the game he had coconuts for calves. Those coconuts getting up and down the field.
24 yards. Jeff Reed, the extra point. No good. Bettis with 22 carries, 79 yards. They go 2 plays, Craig, 61 yards, less than a minute.
Well, that extra point right there, a
big,
touchdown, a
big.
2-point, it gives them a chance. Cincinnati, that extra point and they always are huge, is big. But at this point here, Cincinnati's offense has to come out on the field and throw the football. That has been their greatest asset today. Throw the football. Houshmandzadeh, I'd be real tempted to take him out of the game. The pressure on him, the amount of intensity he'll have, I'm just not sure that that's the guy you want to have out there.
Here he comes, number 84. He dropped or fumbled a punt, and then on that third down, dropped the pass from Kitna. Well, tonight on CBS, Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin were America's favorite comedy duo, and they loved each other like brothers until the day they shocked the nation by breaking up. CBS presents their true story in a world premiere movie event. Martin and Lewis, that's tonight at 9, 8 Central here on CBS. Bettis, 22 carries, 79 yards, a pair of touchdowns. This crowd was booing when the fourth quarter began. Heinz Field now on their feet.
They're cheering Heinz Ward. The announcement, the PA guy says, back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving. He's the first guy to ever do that here. I mean, it's a pretty impressive season from him.
Houshmandzadeh at the 10, at the 20, at the 30. Watch out, at the 40. Flags, got him by the face mask. Cincinnati, at least on the front porch.
That's the 15 variety there.
44 yards and more to come. So you had one man to beat, Houshmandzadeh, and that was the kicker, Jeff Reed.
The kickoff return unit, the blocking unit of the Cincinnati Bengals is the best part of this football team. Houshmandzadeh gets up inside. And you're right, one guy that is left for him to beat. Maybe that run right there for his offensive performance now will get him back in the game.
Ball on the 31-yard line. Look how this momentum has changed. You just go in, you get the touchdown, you miss the extra point, and now you get the big return plus the penalty, and you're at 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 31-yard line. You need a touchdown plus 2 points. Corey Dillon. Up the middle, cut it outside a little bit off left tackle, picks up 4 to the 27. Joey Porter made the tackle, and Porter played him. Corey Dillon, that is, the biggest compliment in our meetings. What are you concerned about Corey Dillon? He's a millennium back. He's the best. Hurry up offense. Caught. Close to a first down. Now they say he was juggling.
The pass is ruled incomplete.
Incomplete. Chad Johnson, far sideline.
Juggling the ball. 3rd down.
Chad Johnson has had one drop today. This would have been an unbelievable catch because the defensive back had broke on the ball. And an excellent call. Man, these officials are superb. For them to see that juggling of the ball, that his feet were not inbounds with possession. But what happened there was the Steelers came out and they went with a 4-man rush expecting a pass, and the Bengals didn't take advantage of it on 1st down.
Cincinnati wants a timeout. They'll burn their first. They'll get another at the 2-minute warning. 2:12 left.
And some people might say, man, you're burning a timeout there. It's 3rd down. It doesn't matter what happens beyond the 2-minute warning if you can't get a first down here. You've got to keep this drive alive. You can't worry about down the road. You can't get down the road unless you get it done here.
Cincinnati, this field position given to them by Houshmandzadeh's return, plus the face mask penalty of 15.
And let me say this, I've been talking about how I would stay away from the out balls. Right now, though, there's nothing wrong with that. At 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, you can get the 5 or 6 yard out ball. You've got 2 downs to go here to get the first down. So I wouldn't be afraid to throw the out ball. And if you're the Steelers, you have to play a little bit more balanced. You can't just work the middle of the field and give them the outside.
Kitna back in the huddle, 3rd down and 6. Bengals trail by 8, 29-21. Corey Dillon, the lone back. Warwick in motion. Kitna. Warwick going to be short by about 2 yards. Forward progress marked at the 24-yard line. Deshae Townsend made the tackle.
Pretty smart defense there by the Steelers. They have him bracketed, expecting the ball to come back across the middle, and where it catches it, somebody's waiting on him.
Ever notice how many Ford trucks you see out there? Is it because they're so tough? Is it payload, horsepower, towing, their off-road capabilities, the Triton engines, lasting durability? Or is it all those things that have made Ford F-Series the best-selling truck for 25 straight years? Leadership has no boundaries when you're built Ford tough.
Listen, got a little advertising opportunity for you, Pally. Foot powder.
Yeah, foot powder, right. Forget about it.
Well, before you say that, it's a truckload of money.
Sam, I don't do commercials, period.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I told them that.
Know why I don't do commercials?
Why's that, pal?
Because they're dishonest. They lie.
Boy, that's strong language.
I'm supposed to peddle some product I don't even use. Forget about it. I'm not going to do it.
I wouldn't let you do it.
You better believe it.
While it may surprise you that the FBI isn't all it's cracked up to be, it won't surprise you that Billy Crystal is. Both stories tonight on 60 Minutes.
Wednesday before Thanksgiving, gather the family for Survivor on a special night with never-before-seen footage.
I shook up everyone.
Survivor on a special night, CBS Wednesday.
It starts with 60 Minutes, followed by Becker, Everybody Loves Raymond, and then Martin and Lewis, the true story of America's favorite comedy duo, Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. That's all here tonight on CBS. Here we go, 4th down and 3 from the 24-yard line of Pittsburgh. Kitna under center. Empty backfield, throws, caught, and a first down. Chad Johnson, number 85, 2 years out of Oregon State.
Just tells you how much confidence they have in number 85, Chad Johnson. They spread everybody out so they can get single coverage.
Corey Dillon, the lone back, clock running. 1:38. Kitna pedals quickly, throws, caught, and is pulled in by Dugans. Last week against the Cleveland Browns, clock management a major issue for Cincinnati. Unable to get out of bounds down the stretch run to stop the clock. They're moving quickly. Corey Dillon inside the 10, inside the 5.
Two timeouts to go by Cincinnati, and the clock moving here. At this point here, you score too early, you give the Steelers the ball back. Of course, you do have to score, so I think they're wise here. Don't rush yourself. Don't panic.
1 minute left. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Batted down, incomplete. Great play by the free safety, Brett Alexander.
Dugans was open, but what happened was, as Kitna tried to get rid of the ball, he double clutched. You know, he didn't have a good grip of the ball. And so what happened was that split second allowed coverage to occur and for the ball to be batted. Split second cost the Bengals there. That's at 6 inches last week we were talking about.
Yeah. Remember, Cincinnati 1-9. Pittsburgh 5-4-1 in the AFC North. Second down goal. Kitna throws to the corner. Held up was Warwick at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Townsend was able to wrestle him and not let him loose.
You know, one of the things that at second down, I was sitting here thinking, you know, I wouldn't be afraid to run the ball because you have 2 timeouts. But Corey Dillon wasn't in the game.
9th play of this drive. Cowher looks on. Two possessions, 2 touchdowns in the red zone for Cincinnati today. Kitna, quick drop, ball. His arm was hit, incomplete, 4th down.
It just looks like the Cincinnati Bengals offense getting down here to this point, not quite confident, not sure about exactly who they're going to block, number one, and number two, the routes.
Timeout, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati will use another timeout, one remaining for the Bengals. Let's take you back to last week in Cincinnati, Craig, against the Browns. The Bengals came away empty. This was a pivotal drive in the red zone. They were inside the 10-yard line, going for it, stuffed on 4th and goal. Corey Dillon very upset as he went to the sidelines, and Cleveland able to walk away with a win.
And a few weeks before that, with the Titans, they couldn't get it in. I mean, you talk about a team that has really struggled. This is a team that when they get down there, not being able to finish off a game, then that's the thing that really hurts them. And the difference between win 1 and 9 and maybe 3 or 4 wins is getting it across the goal line.
Craig, do you know this from your playing days? Success a lot of times is dictated by, it's that first win or the tough win. You have to learn how to win.
Aaron Schobel has been successful today, 89, getting on linebackers.
Here we go, 4th and goal. Kitna throws. Incomplete. It was stripped away by Chad Scott. And so the Steelers hold and will take over on downs.
At least the timing was there. 85 Johnson, when he turns, it looks like almost like he has the ball and it comes out. He just couldn't wrap it up. Could not finish the play. With Cleveland winning at this point down at New Orleans, this was a monster win.
Yes.
Should Pittsburgh hang on.
Steelers had a half-a-game lead on Cleveland. And now some celebration on that Pittsburgh sideline. 42 ticks left. 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line. How about Cordell Stewart today?
He had a big game. He did what he was supposed to do. Cordell Stewart came in here and did not mess up. Matter of fact, he was real productive.
22 of 26 passing, 236 yards. He also ran the ball 9 times for 41.
And early on, his running was the difference. That's what helped get them out to that 17-0 lead. His running was really instrumental. There were several plays they had called designed for him to have a quarterback draw and to run. I thought that was big. Now, for this week here, Tommy Maddox, talking to him on the field before the game or just watching him walk around, the guy's ready to play. And it was good for him to be back out here today, for his teammates to see him and all those things. Tommy Maddox, more than likely, though, it'll be tough because your quarterback today wins 22 out of 26, but more than likely, they put Tommy Maddox back in on this group. What do you think?
I don't think there's going to be controversy because, again, of the roller coaster ride Cordell Stewart's had with this franchise, with the fans. I think Tommy Maddox returns next week if he's given the clean bill of health. Some say he could have played today.
Another one of those almost games for the Cincinnati Bengals. Disheartening for them and Dick LeBeau, but 3 or 4 plays somewhere along the line just didn't get it done.
Pittsburgh will go to 6-4-1. While Cincinnati, so close so many times this season, will drop to 1-10. And Cordell Stewart, I think he's keeping the game ball.
I'd say he earned it. Jerome Bettis comes down, 22 carries, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not the huge day that he thought he would have against the Bengals rush defense, but a very good day. Hines Ward had a huge day catching the ball. 5 catches, 125 yards. And again, the Pittsburgh defense.
Welcome back. I'm Tina Cervasio here with you on NFL Sunday Ticket. We're all wrapped up at Heinz Field down in Pittsburgh. I'll be back in 30 seconds with scores and updates from today's early action and a rundown of the late kickoffs right after this.